or we wait for a few minutes more?
Yes, you can start. But can you share your slides now?
Let me how to share my screen.
I think I should assign you as a presenter first.
Yeah, I think so.
Can you share now?
Yeah, let me try. Can you see
Yes,
the
yes.
present? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon to everyone. Today I would like to present my proposal of research as briefly, and this presentation is prepared in almost 15 slides, and I will go one by one. If you have question, you can ask me during the presentation, and I will go for the presentation one by one. My presentation is about the evaluation of accelerating sustainable agriculture program in Afghanistan. Actually, sustainable program in Afghanistan was a big USAID project. It was started in 2005-6 and ended in October 2011. In this presentation, I will briefly explain these outlines. Background information of ASAP, objective of this project, ASAP activities, key accomplishments of this project of ASAP, objective and purpose of this research. After this, I will start my research objective. And before that, there will be only a brief information about the project. You know what was the project and what was the key accomplishment of the project and why I am doing the research. And then after a brief statement of why the project going to be evaluated, the main question to be addressed during the evaluation, and a brief statement on the methodology used in this research and evaluation. And finding, conclusion, lesson learned, recommendation will be the report of this research program. So now I am going to go a little bit about the project background. The Accelerating Sustainable Agriculture Program, or ASAP, began in December 2006 and ended in October 2011. This program was designed by the USAID Office of Agriculture to revitalize and improve regional competitiveness of Afghanistan agriculture sector. We are USAID have a lot of projects, the same project in the country, because they are working with the Afghan government to improve the agriculture sector, which is very important for Afghan economy. And through this program, USAID provided strategic support to the Afghan public and private sectors nationwide, with the overarching goals of improving agriculture production, increasing sale and export, generating new jobs for the new employees, and introducing modern agriculture technology for the farmers. This was a little bit information about the project, and the objective of this project was to accelerate relevant technology generation and transfer with an increased focus on marketing high-value commodities, competitiveness, sustainability, and natural resource management. And The second objective was to improve the government capacity to formulate agriculture sector policies and strategies and carry out administrative and financial coordination needed and support of more competitive market-led agriculture production and agribusiness. These two were the main objective of this project when it was started. So, ISAF activity mostly was focused on four areas, which I summarize here. The first activity was agribusiness and investment in the country. And this activity or this service, they provided support to establish agribusiness facility that add value to produce, create jobs, and improve livelihood. This was one of the most important activity of this project. The second activity was agriculture input. In this project, they developed a privately owned and operated business that catered to farmers and herders, including rural farmers store. It's called Ag Depot or Agriculture Depot. These things or Agriculture Depot were only for providing agriculture, improve agriculture input for farmers, like improve seed, fertilizer, and some chemicals they're using for controlling some diseases or pests for their flocks. And also there was veterinary clinics that provide quality service and effort to improve crops and livestock productivity. So the second thing was livestock service in terms of veterinary clinics. They were providing support to veterinary clinics to provide vaccine, medicine, and other veterinary service to farmers and herders. The third most important activity of this project was agricultural services. Train farmer and effectively agricultural practice from planting to post-harvesting, handling, and educated herders and livestock health and the value of cashmere. In this service, actually there were several small and medium projects. Especially, I can name the from herders project, which was the Kashmir project, which was a very big project in north and south of country. And also advisory services supported the Ministry of Agriculture, Irrigation and Livestock in developing and implementing a plan for private sector development. And this part of the activity, they supported Ministry of Agriculture to develop and implement a plan to be developed to be very important for developing private sector, because nowadays most of the activity are being accomplished or performing by private sector in Afghanistan, and also they resulted better than government system. These four things were the main activity of this project. So here I am coming just as a brief accomplishment of this project. However, there were a lot of accomplishments of this project, but here I just summarize in 2 slides the important activity. One of their major accomplishment was the project paved the way for $14 million in export and $2 million in local marketing activity. Actually, in this activity, they supported the export of Afghan fresh and dried fruit to international markets, with which the value of for the export was almost $14 million, and also they facilitated for $2 million deal inside the country. I mean, in the local market. This was only they facilitated the farmer and the farmer to sell their product, agricultural product, outside of the country and inside of the country. And also, the other most important accomplishment of this project was facilitating a poultry farm in Helmand province which is one of the most important countries for poultry farm. It's called Poland Poultry Farm. This Poland farm was uh, supported by this project, which right now this farm have the potential of up to 3 million of annual sale of eggs and poultry, which was the support by for private sector. The third activity was ASAP actually play a crucial role for the holding an egg fair. I mean agriculture exhibition, which this was one of the most important step of this project, because through this project they could together uh, a lot of national and international dealer and buyer and seller, and through this ag fair joined with the mail, and they promoted Afghan producer to the world and both export. The ag fair drew uh, this amount of local visitor and general and generated a huge amount of income. It's mentioned, and actually the business deal with a lot of export potential, which was the export for the broad market, which all these things were because of the exhibition. And this exhibition or agriculture ag fair, they could to meet or introduce internal buyer or internal businessmen with the international, and they could to find a market for each of them. The other activity was distributing the sampling of pomegranate to the farmers. So, which they cover more than 964 hectare farmland by establishing new orchards of pomegranate. And pomegranate is one of the most important fruit in Afghanistan, which they have good market in abroad too. Also, in this project, ASAP trained a lot of goat herder or as nationwide. I mean, in the whole country, and 20% of this trainees were women on the value of Kashmir and proper harvesting method of the Kashmir. Actually, Kashmir business is nowadays a new business in Afghanistan, and before that, Kashmir was actually was exporting to other countries with the raw materials. But in this project, they supported a company by the name of Hotak in Herat province, and now they could to increase or improve the value of Kashmir, and now the producer, I mean the herder, are able to find the buyer for their product, for their inputs. So also ASAP supported Afghan Women Business Council, and they generated a lot of income through income to 892 women to Badambagh Demonstration Forum. Badambagh Demonstration Forum was a very big forum, and in this forum, this project actually built a women business center for the women and training center for the women, and the woman was actually was getting training here, and then was going back to their private business, and actually 892 women were trained in this center, and they now have a good business, private business to them, and this is a good source of income. So this was a part of activity of this project. Also, in this project there was some cash forward project for 15,000 people, and they could to find jobs or create a job for this number of people through canal cleaning and improving water management. Because in Afghanistan, most of the people or most of the population depend on agriculture and livestock. And this project also was focused on water management, and they was working in canal cleaning and improving water management. And through this way, they got to find job for some people. Also, ASAP joined with the Ministry of Agriculture created Afghan Gap to train 3,365 former producer and food marketing company to meet international safety standards. Because before that, most of the Afghan products was not actually standard with the broad market, and there was not uh, demand for the Afghan products because they was not standard. Now the processor and some marketing company got some training through this way, and now they are able to provide international standard products, and they can compete in broad markets. ASAP supported Kashmir product producer. During this support, 915 metric ton Kashmir exported in the way with the high values mentioned here. I mentioned before, one of the most important activity was supporting Kashmir producer, because Afghanistan is the third country in the world. They have the potential of producing Kashmir in the country, but unfortunately before that there was no any market for Kashmir. Through this project, the local HOTAC or HOTAC company could to bring some machinery to the company, and now they have a big business for with other country, and now farmer can provide better and for better income from their Kashmir. And now before that they use gold for meat and milk. They're selling the Kashmir too. ASA supported 450 veterinary field clinics that have generated a lot of income and administered vaccine and treatment to livestock. In Afghanistan, most of the people are busy with livestock, and one of the most important activity was the administrative vaccine and treatment for the livestock owner. Before there was no any place for the herder to collect to get vaccine, medicine, and quality medicine for their sick animal. But now, through this project, they established 450 veterinary field clinic, and farmer and herder can have their vaccine with medicine on time, and also they can. This clinic also generate a lot of income from their private business. ASAP also established a network of 370 ag depot or agriculture depot in 26 provinces. This is also very important now for farmer have access for quality seed, also urea and these kind of things to use for their farm. Also, ASAP taught 888 farmers how to grow alfalfa for nutritional livestock fodder, which is also part of livestock activity. ASAP taught 250 women, Afghan women, on how to make high quality clothing from Kashmir that they can sell in high in US market. Because in Afghanistan there is a lot of raw material for like Kashmir for using or making the high quality clothing. And there was the 240 women, they got training, and now they have their private business and doing making their clothes for and actually they have good market. And so there are also and some other small activity was supported in this project I did not mention. What I mentioned was the most important things. So now I'm coming to the main point of this research, which is objective and purpose of this research. Why I am doing the research of this project? The objective of this research is to measure whether the project was able in terms of sustainability, because actually the project was the main objective of this project was sustainability of private sector. So now I really want to measure to know whether this project was sustainable or was not sustainable, and also to assess the performance and reach, and to derive lesson learned for the future programming, which is very, very important. So brief statement of why the project going to be evaluated. The aim of this final performance evaluation is to assess the performance and reach of USAID agricultural assistance to the Afghan public and private sector through ASAP and drive lesson learned. This is one of the most important aim of this or goal of this project. This evaluation shall assess the design and implementation of ASAP and revitalizing Afghanistan agriculture sector and improving global competitiveness of the country agribusiness sector. So, the main question addressed in this research, which should be answered at the end of this research or evaluation, I summarize here, is almost 6 questions. First, was ASAP successful in implementing of this 4 activity focus area? I mentioned in slide 2 the 4 activity, the 4 main activity. We should know, was this project successful in implementing of the 4 activity focus area or no? Specifically, how has ASAP contributed to the U.S.-Afghanistan agriculture strategy? And provide specific examples should be evidence-based. All these things should be clear at the end of this research. Also, the second question, what were the key success in this agribusiness sector over the life of the project? We should highlight all these success of the agribusiness were success in this project. Provide specific examples should be evidence-based. All these things should be with the evidence and also based on the reality. The third question is, are the success of ASAP sustainable? I mentioned before too, because the more important thing is sustainability. Without sustainability, any support will not be very effective in the future of economy. Why or why not? If it is successful or sustainable, why it was sustainable? We should find the reason, because it will help us for the next future project. If not, we also should find the reason why it was not sustainable, where was the problem. Also, the fourth question, what were the major challenges faced by ASAP and the lesson learned during the implementation of the program? We should find out the challenges faced by the project, because all these challenges also help us for our future programming to better manage and better control and solve the challenges. The final question, based on the performance in result of ASAP, what recommendation can be made with respect to design and implementation of future intervention assistance in the Afghan agribusiness sector? This is very clear, important, and very, very important. We should have some recommendation at the end of this research for the future intervention or assistance in this sector, because any recommendation should be based on the lesson learned, and this will help us for the future successful of the program. And also the last question of this research, which should be answered, is how ASAP capacity building effort empower the ministry to carry on with a similar activity. Often the program closer, because in this program we should know how much was the capacity building for the Ministry of Agriculture and how they became powerful. Because after that, the Ministry of Agriculture have to design and implement the same problem, or the same program, and they should have the same income and implement the same project. How has Mail been handling ASAP transaction activity? After the ASAP was closure, the activity was actually transitioned to Ministry of Agriculture, and we should find out how Ministry of Agriculture accepted and handled the transition activity and how they are doing now with this activity, and we should find whether they are following the same activity or not. Provide specific examples should be evidence-based. So these were 6 questions addressed in my research, and I have to find answer to all these questions, which is aligned with the objective of the project. So now I'm coming to the practical words, how I'm doing the research, and here I'm a little bit explaining the method used in this research I'm using. Actually, this evaluation is being initiated review of relevant documents provided by donor and office associated with the ASAP project. The first thing I'm doing in this research, I'm studying the documents or the final report of the project, which I already collected from donor and also from the implementer. There are a lot of reports, final report, annual report, and some quarterly reports. And I should start first. We already studied actually, and last week all these documents, and we already noted the main activity of that project was accomplished, which will help us for the better research. And also emails used to expand the contact with the project participant and beneficiary when meeting could not be scheduled for field or visit not visible. Also we use emails and other contact information with the participant. With those beneficiary or those participant, we cannot meet them because of security problem or other problem which are not possible. We are using emails or asking them to this kind of thing. Also checking relevant information through website. Here are some specific websites for this project. We are already studying, also studying the website for getting information about the whole package of this project. Meeting and interview are ongoing and scheduled with former ASA staff, Minister of Agriculture, Irrigation and Livestock, Provincial Director of Agriculture, Irrigation and Livestock Office, and organization continuing to the implementing ASAP initiated activities. So there are a lot of meetings already scheduled, or some of the meetings are already held, and interview also ongoing with a lot of people. I mentioned here with the Minister of Agriculture because they were the sheer implementer of this project, and also the implementer with Commonex International because Commonex was the direct implementer of this project, and also there were some other subcontractor for this project like DI, Meta, and so on. And also we are already getting meeting, interviewing with these kind of people. Questionnaire are developed to serve as a format to guide this discussion. Different formats are developed for different activity aspects. We already developed a lot of questionnaires for different activity. For example, we developed questionnaire for evaluating, for researching veterinary field clinics, for agriculture depot, for private sector, Medbahar companies, which they were involved in export of Afghan fruit, and so on. For all these individual projects, we already developed questionnaire, and we are already busy with them for interview, meeting, and these kind of things. Field visits also scheduled to provide a broad understanding of the ongoing and determinate activity associated with ASAP to different provinces. One of the most important work of this research is traveling to the provinces. We already traveled to some of the provinces in the central part of the country, and we already scheduled a lot of training to north, south, and east of country to meet with farmers, to meet with herders, with the company, and also with the whole program stakeholder, including beneficiary in all these. Visit and formal and informal interview of 10% veterinary field clinic established by ASAP. As I mentioned, there was almost 450 veterinary clinic was established. We are going to interview all 10% of these veterinary field clinics randomly, not in one province. In the whole country, we will select based on the sampling as random, and we already selected actually 10% of the veterinary clinic, and I think 2 or 3% we already interview. Also, the same formal and informal interview of 10% agriculture agri-foods I mentioned before. Visit of 10% agriculture demonstration plot. One of the activity of this project was they established some agri-post demonstration, agriculture demonstration, and we are going to visit and see some of these demonstration for 10% to know whether this was really successful or not. So, interview on 10% of Kashmir sellers. Also for the Kashmir activity, we are going to interview 10% of the Kashmir sellers the middle seller. And also 80% of Kashmiri wholesalers, because the number of wholesalers in the country is, there is no more number of wholesalers in the Kashmir, almost there is 20 wholesalers in the country for this input performance. And we are going to interview our 80% of the Kashmiri wholesalers and to know whether the sector was really successful or really they supported the value chain of this Kashmir or not. And also, we are going to interview 5% of the Kashmiri producers, I mean herders, the people they are producing Kashmir, because we would like to know how much was the impact of this project on the Kashmiri producer, whether the Kashmiri producer are really encouraged to produce more Kashmir or quality Kashmir to compete in the broad market or not. We should interview, and already we interview some of the, but there is almost a lot of Kashmiri producers. We only would like to interview 5%. We cannot more than, because we have only 5 weeks more, not more time. And also visiting Kashmiri producing company in the country. We have 2 big company in the country. They processing Kashmir. They hiring Kashmir and they exporting Kashmir to the broad market. Which one of them is in Herat province by the name of Hotek Kashmir Industry, which is actually they got good support of the SAR project, and they installed some very modern machineries, and they have a good potential of producing or cleaning the Kashmir. Interview with the Kashmir international traders. There are some international traders that come into the country, and we are already scheduled to interview them and also to know about the impact of the project on the international trade also. And also there is some statistic study of export. The statistics are provided by the report, by the implementer, also by the company. We have to study the statistic of this export, whether the export was real or this was just some number. Interviewing Umaid Bahar Fruit Export Forum. Umaid Bahar is one of the very successful farm of Afghan farm. Actually, they are working for export of Afghan fresh fruit and dried fruit for the broad market. And also, nowadays they are using a lot of agriculture import for their production, and they got support of ASAP project. We were going to interview the people of this company, whether they were ASAP project was really successful or not. And also we will know, and we will get some information from this company, like supporting a private sector. Interview and meeting with all program stakeholders such as WETSER, Dutch Committee for Afghanistan, project implementer, Hotek Kashmir, and processing company in ATC. Because there was some other subcontractor, they were implementing the project like WETSER. WETSER was actually a company, was supported by SAF. They import veterinary vaccine and medicine from other countries. And then they were linked with the veterinary clinics, and this network actually established by the ASAP. We would like to evaluate whether this WETSER was really supported by this project, whether this WETSER service is sustainable in there after the project was collapsed or no. And also with Dutch Committee, because Dutch Committee was also part of this business. And also with our program stakeholder. Type of our interview. Our interview are already scheduled as individual and also as a group interview. We are going to interview one-on-one individual survey interview with 10% of the beneficiary in each supported activity randomly, not only in livestock and agriculture, also in the private sector. We would like to interview 10% of the beneficiary one by one, not in group. And also we have group, already scheduled our group interview, involve interviewing more than one person at a time, 20% of the total beneficiary randomly and as random size. Because the group interview will be a little bit easier than one by one, and we would like to verify over 20% of the beneficiary. And also the beneficiary, actually the beneficiary of the this project is more than almost 20,000 beneficiary. So we are going to interview 20% of the total beneficiary by telephone. 15%, sorry, 15% by telephone, because the telephone is an easy way and also cheap for this interview, and we will collect some information through mobile interview with the beneficiary. And recording responses, also taking some note of each meeting, taking photo, video, and audio recording of interview. These documents also will help us for the final result or the final answering to the question. This interview also have open question and closed question. Closed question should be according the template or the specific questionnaire, and open question also will be open question, and the opposite person will provide overall information in the project. One thing I would like to mention, all the expenditure for this research is going to be paid by the Cheeky Consultant LLP, which is the name of company. I'm working with them. And all these expenditure, travel expenditure, and all these kind of expenses will be covered by them, not by myself. So we're coming to the next part, which should be a finding. After that, when we finish our research, we should find out, we should highlight our finding. What was the finding? Their successful success story and also their failure. We should note all the things in our finding, which is very important of this evaluation of this research. And also we should have conclusion of our research and lesson learned. We should find some lesson learned in this research. We should be noted, and this lesson learned will help the future programming, how to program, design the new coming program, which can help more for the future success of the program. And also recommendation will be in this research at the end, and will recommend some specific activity which give good result in the country of term of agriculture sector and so on. And I thank you. And if you have now question and answer, please, I'm ready to answer to your question.
All right, thank you, Mr. Akmal. Just stop share your desktop.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Mr. Akmal. First, I want to know if other students have a question, they can ask you now first. Mr. Lal Muhammad or Mr. Nada, if you have any question from Mr. Akmal, you can ask him now. All right, maybe I start my question, then if a student has a question, they can continue. All right, thank you, Mr. Akmal. It's a very good presentation. From the first slide, I just want to ask you to omit the research from your title. All right, you mentioned that your title is research and evaluate the ASAP, alright? So I think research doesn't need to mention in your title. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Alright. Okay, this is my opinion that it's better that you omit the research, okay? Because of course this is the research, so it doesn't need to mention it again. Just mention the evaluation, alright?
Okay.
Uh, okay, and then up to now, my question is that which area, because you mentioned four main area for this project Asavia, four
Yeah.
main, okay. Do you think which of them are more successful? Can you guess now? At
Yes.
this knowledge?
Yeah.
Okay, which one?
Actually, till now, we are interview small number of the beneficiary and the forms and four provinces. Our process is ongoing, and still now, the most important activity or the most important successful uh, activity of this project was veterinary clinics, because the 20 clinic I visited during this 8 days, most of the clinic owners or the doctor of the clinic are placed from the business, and they say that they are now sustainable. They no need for extra support of donor, and now they can run their business, and also they can provide high quality medicine and vaccine to the herder and farmer. And also the other thing we linked with this activity was the VetServe. VetServe is a company established by the ASAP. They support or they supply the quality medicine and vaccine from Iran, Iran, China, and also from European country. Uh, Actually, not, yeah, from the European country, and they distribute this medicine through this network of veterinary clinics. And now the farmer and herder have access to quality service even in their district, because this clinic is mostly established in each district, and farmers have the access. They no need to go for the receiving these things. And also the second activity successful project was the agriculture depots, because Afghanistan is an agriculture country. Most of the farmers they are using they are actually need for the quality improved seed and the other agriculture inputs. Now you no need to go for the town or for the other shops to buy the fake input. Now they can easily get the improved seed and also other agriculture input, the original one. Actually, the original one from the agriculture depot was established by the company. And still we are working for evaluating the value chain of Kashmir, whether it was successful or not. Still, we didn't get any enough information to mention here.
All right. So you mean that you think up to now, with this knowledge that you have now, that the second activity, you mean agricultural input, yeah,
Yeah.
including veterinary. This is the most successful one, yes.
Yeah, and also one of the most successful project was the Omed Bahar company. Omed Bahar company was actually supported by ASAP to buy the agriculture product of farmers. For example, fresh fruit and agriculture fruit. Especially now they built a good market for the pomegranate producer, for apple producer, and also for grass producer. They are making juice inside the country for the local market, and also they export fruits for export market for broad market. And now even after now, what we evaluated, it has an impact on the farmer income through this farm.
All right. Okay, Mr. Akmal, because you mentioned the main four activities, yes, agribusiness investment, agriculture input, agriculture service, and advisor services, okay?
Yeah.
So it's better, in some of them, for example, in agriculture input, you put the example, for example, you put veterinary, all right?
Yeah.
But in other one, just to explain, the whole idea of what's the business about. Don't but you don't put the example. For example, this only company that you mentioned
Uh,
now, under which of them? I think it should be under agribusiness investment. Yes.
exactly. Yeah. And
Okay.
also about the advisory services, I would like to mention that still we have only several interviews with the agriculture, Ministry of Agriculture, with the program they were involved in this project, because one of the purpose of this project was to improve the capacity of the existing agriculture employees to develop such a plan and implement such kind of plans and improve the capacity of agriculture uh, employment, and also uh, to sustainable the agriculture service inside the Ministry of Agriculture. Uh, but up to now, what we got, this section was not really successful, because
All right.
yeah, most of the agriculture implies they were not really interesting to focus on the learning side, or for the getting advantage of their methodology or their planning and designing and implementation. Uh, Still now, I cannot say that this was a totally fail or success, but what I already understood or already interviewed with some people, this section was a little bit weak, and this was not very well successful. And but still the process or our interview are ongoing, and we will provide this information at the end of this research.
All right. Up to now, it seems that the two first one, I mean agribusiness investment and agriculture input, seems that they are more successful than the other. Okay.
Yeah.
So I suggest you that you have. It's better if you have this plan that. First one, for each of these four category, all right, category of area, all right.
Mm.
You mentioned the successful example, okay. For example, you said in agribusiness investment, the successful one is only, for example. Give
Yeah.
some successful example under each of these four area, okay.
Yeah.
And then by this, you can get the critical success factors, all right. You
Yeah.
can understand that in each area of this activity, all right, what is the most key success, what is the key, the critical success factor, okay.
Yeah.
And then, if for example, in one of these area, for example, in advisor services, you
Mm.
cannot find the successful example. That means that in this area they are weak, okay? And then you can give them the suggestion and recommendation that how they can improve this area, all right?
Exactly.
So by this plan, I just want that I just ask you to have this plan in your mind, that always when you are doing your research, you search for a successful example. Then when you find a successful, go to the find the critical success factor, and then if you don't find the successful example, find the recommendation. Okay.
Yeah.
Always during your research, you have this plan that you can, get the points easily. All right. This is one suggestion. Is it clear for you now?
Yeah. Yeah. It's clear.
Or, yeah, it's better. It's better and simple way. Another thing I want to mention that you talk about sustainability as a one important factor, aim and objective of ASAP. Yes.
Yes.
All right. How do you want? Because you mentioned that you want to investigate that ASAP get to the sustainability or no. project under ASAP can reach sustainability in agriculture or no. But you don't mention how you want to measure this sustainability.
Yes, this is a good question. Actually, the sustainability issue is very important of this kind of project. Because in Afghanistan, the grant or the support coming from the broad country, they are using these kind of things for things which they don't have any sustainability. But nowadays, the Afghan government and also the NGOs are trying to have a project that are sustainable. For the measurement of sustainability, we have a specific questionnaire that first, they should know about the meaning of sustainability. Sustainability means that the company or the firm, they got support of the donor. After the project was stopped, they should run their business by themselves, and they should no need for other support or for other credit or this kind of thing. And also, they should operate independently. And they should have product, they should have also demand of these kind of things. It means they should be now a private business, and they have operation, and they have product, and they should provide the services to the market. These things like Umaid Bahar. Umaid Bahar is now a sustainable company. They don't need for other projects to get their support, because now they have a lot of investment, and they have a high potential of cash, and also they no need. They can buy a lot of product from farmer, and also they have a good sale. So these things are already running very well, and also there is a good competitive advantage for the company. So we can call this kind of things like sustainability. And also I will give another example like Hotek Kashmir industry in Herat provinces close to Iran. So this is one of the most important and successful Kashmir company in the country. The only company, Kashmir company in the country, they have the potential of buying 3,000 metric ton Kashmir. At the same time, also they have a lot of trade with the broad market. So now they no need for extra grant from the donor to run their business. They already run their business, and they have enough profit for themselves, and also they create a job for a lot of people in their company.
All right. So you mean that for this project, I mean for ASA project, all right, so sustainability that you want to measure means independence, yes?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So these two, I mean, I think independence and also competitiveness can
Exactly.
be two indicator, can be your two indicator or index for measure sustainability in ASAP, all right?
Yeah.
So okay, it's okay. So remember just these two factors for your measurement,
Okay.
the sustainability, competitiveness, and independence.
Yeah, okay,
All
I
right.
know
The
that.
other question, if we go to the methodology part of your presentation, first you mentioned the groups and people that you want to have interview with them. All right. It means
Yeah.
that you mentioned your interview. Okay. But in the second part of your methodology about the interview, you mentioned that, for example, how many person of these interviewees do you want to have interview with them? Okay, I want to know first, why do you say, for example, 10%? Why do you say 5%? Why do you say 8%? And then, which of these groups that you choose, I mean, for example, you say you want to have an interview from the women that produce Kashmir, all right? So this group of women interview how? By telephone, by email. You don't categorize your interviewee and the method of your interview. You just say that I want to interview these people and this is the method. But which one for which opposite, all right?
This interview like 10%, 80%, or 5% also interview of women are already scheduled in our work plan. Actually, in our work plan, I didn't bring in my presentation, but it is already managed in our work plan according to the timetable, and we already specified the time for each of these kind of interviews. So
All right.
10%, that's why I selected 10% or 80 or 5%. This is based on the size of the beneficiary. For example, in Kashmir, in producing Kashmir, we have more than 5,000 beneficiaries. We cannot interview more than 10% because the number is very huge. We have no time for this. Even 10%, we will be able to interview most of them by phone and also by the physically face-by-face interview according to checklist. And also we have a specific template for the interview of this Kashmiri producer, and also for the Kashmiri seller. They are dealing with Kashmiri like medium-sized seller, and also the number of wholesaler for Kashmiri. This number was a small number, almost 40 Kashmiri wholesaler in the whole country. We are going to interview all of them because the number is high, and also interviewing 5% of the Kashmiri producer herders. 5% is because of the size of the beneficiary. When the size is getting more, we cannot interview. We should select the small percentage of the beneficiary because we cannot do it all. And also, it is actually depend on the size of the beneficiary.
All right.
And I'm coming for the women interview. Based on the women interview, we have the group of the women already. They are running their private business. They were benefited from that ASA project, and we are already interviewed some of them, and also still remaining. And we physically, actually, face by face, we are interviewing them, and we are collecting their idea, and we are collecting information from them, and we are hearing from them. These are the things.
All right. So you think if, for example, you assume that if the number of the interviewee in this area is so huge, so you choose 10%. Yes, the most you choose is 10%, and comparison to 10%, you make it less and less. For example, 8% and 5% for the less amount. Am I right?
Exactly. For example, we received a database for all beneficiaries. For example, we have the total number of medium-sized Kashmiri seller. We have the whole list of the wholesaler of Kashmiri, and also we have the whole list of Kashmiri producer. So based on the database, we select the 5% randomly. It's like, for example, some from one province, some from other area, not selected in the one area. It is in the whole country. We want to know the Kashmiri value chain system in the whole country where they operated, not only depend on or focus on one province or one area.
Okay, just you should make sure that for the huge number, all right, for the huge sample that you make, 10% can cover it, okay, and you can get reliability. That is very important. If you can make sure, it is okay, no problem. But you should, explain about these numbers, about this percentage that you choose in the methodology part, because everything should be clear in academic research. For example, when they say why, you should explain for them. Now I ask you why 10%, then you should say something, some reason, all right? So you should explain all of these reasons in your research, and everything should be clear, all right?
Yes, because we already selected all these percentage based on the accuracy. For example, when we select 80% of the whole Kashmiri seller, we close to the accuracy of the work of the real information. When we decrease our percentage for 5%, actually the accuracy is a little bit difficult, or reality is not very well, but we have to do 5% because the number is more than all with 4,000 beneficiaries.
So I just want to know that you always pay attention to reliability and accuracy, okay? And then just mention some explanation about the why you choose 10%, why you choose 5%, something like this. Because after this, when someone read your research, you are not maybe don't access to you that you want to give him explanation and example and something like this. So your research should be fulfill everything. So it's better if you put some explanation about this percentage that you choose it. All right. And the
Yeah.
other thing, I think that the asset is for a public sector and private parallel. Yes.
Actually, ASAP was a project was implemented by an international organization. The company is also based in Kabul, Afghanistan. Then the project was given for other subcontractor for some other local NGO and also, but the government of Afghanistan, especially the Ministry of Agriculture, was playing their role like controlling the project with
Uh-huh.
the implementers. So they were involved in this project too.
I mean, if, for example, one governmental part in agriculture in Afghanistan want to have a support of ASAP support him or no?
Yeah, yeah.
If it's public, if it's governmental,
It was
again.
public. It is quite public. There was no anything relating to government. Only one part, which was belonged to government, it was the advisory service to the government. The project also had an activity to train government staff to improve their capacity and to teach them about better planning and designing agriculture project. But in the private sector, it was totally public.
Okay. Uh, so you can also, for example, you can also investigate that ASAP was more successful in private or in public.
Sure, because we will
Mhm.
find out all these things in which side ASAP was well successful and in which field they were failed. And still now what we have understood or we got it, their activity in terms of government support was looking weak, and we will know at the end of this
Mhm.
research whether this project was supported in terms of advisory service to the government or not.
All right. And then for interview, I asked you another question, but you didn't answer me. That all the method of interview by telephone, by email, group interview, one by one, can be implemented for all the interviewee or no? Just one in the method of interview for one group. How is
Uh, no, actually, mobile interview, we have the database for the beneficiary. For several type of activity, they have several databases. And they have the phone number of the beneficiary, they have the email address of those, they have email address. Like example, the private company, most of them they have the email address. We are using email for their for getting their information, and also the mobile number is available with each beneficiary, even with the herders. So, and also for the physical interview, we are like we are directly going to the field. We are gathering groups, especially we are making groups of our interview with the animal markets, and also there are some specific in Afghanistan. There is a specific time. For example, when's the time the farmers gathering in one place and they are selling and buying animals or these kind of things. And also for the agriculture, there is a specific day in most of the provinces. We know when the farmer gathering, and we are going there and we are interviewing most of them. And also most of our interviewer to mobile phone with the farmer there in the remote area in the provinces.
so it depends. You mean it depends on if some of them available, you will be have a mobile interview. If no, then you make a mail interview, something like this.
most of the interview should be physically, if they are available. If there is no any security problem or they are easy to gather, we are going there, we are interviewing them. But
So you mean
for
that
those
at
we
this
cannot,
moment?
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So
For those we cannot.
okay, continue. All right.
For those we cannot meet them because of their distance or other problem. We are calling them because the calling interview for us is very easy because we have the database and the number of phone with each beneficiary. We are simply calling to them and we are collecting our relative information of these kind of things. Yeah.
Okay, so you mean at this moment you don't have any plan that which method of interview will be used for what category of interview, huh? It depends on
Actually,
them.
we are looking for our possibility. For
Yes.
example, for those we can reach them, we are going there, we are getting interview with them. And
Okay.
also, for those we cannot access, we are calling them simply. Yeah.
So it depends on interviewee that which method you can use it. Now it's not clear yet, yes?
Till now, we are using different type of interview because we are already for the veterinary clinic and agriculture depot. We are going there because we have the point of GPS point of all these clinic, and also we have this map. We can easily find them. But for the beneficiary, individual beneficiary, we can not most of them, and we are calling them.
All right, it's okay. All right, Mr. Hikmat, good luck in your research. I hope you can collect your data very good, and then you can get the conclusion. And then for this step, at this step, it's okay. Everything is done. Thank you very much. If other students have a question, you can ask Mr. Akmal. If no, we can start the second presentation with Mr. Lal Muhammad. All right, Mr. Lal Muhammad and Mr. Nazari, do you have any question for Mr. Akmal or no? We can continue the second presentation.
No, I don't have any question. Everything was clear. So,
all right.
at the moment, I don't have any question.
Okay, what about Mr. Muhammad?
Yes, I don't have any questions right now.
All right. Okay. So can you start your presentation now?
Yes, I can.
All right. Okay. Let's hear to the Mr. Muhammad presentation. Okay, I make you now the presenter. Then you can share your slides. All right.
Okay.
All right, and now you can share your slide.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, but I cannot receive your slide.
I think my internet connection was still the moment.
Alright, if you want, alright, if you want, I can share your slide from my side, okay? Just stop sharing your desktop, then I
Yes,
will share
yes.
your file.
Okay, you can share it.
Alright, yeah, that way I think better because I cannot see your slide now.
Okay. What's the problem? I don't know.
Just stop sharing, I think everything come back.
Okay, I don't see the slide.
Let me check. No, you are sharing your desktop, yes?
Yes, I shared my desktop.
Okay, I cannot see your slide. Please stop your sharing. Then we go to the first page, the main page, and then I will share your slide from my side. Just you now. You stop your sharing desktop.
Okay, okay, I stopped.
All right, now we can see it. Okay. Mr. Muhammad, you can
And
start
I
your
cannot see it.
presentation. Yes.
I cannot see my slide.
You cannot see your slides? All right,
Yes,
I
cannot
problem.
see, yes.
I don't know what's the problem because we can see. Okay, Mr. Muhammad, if I share your slide, so after each slide, when you want to go to the next, you should mention to me, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Because you don't access to the file, just I open it. Um,
Okay.
can you see now?
No, I cannot see.
Oh, what's the problem? Other student,
Mm,
can you see the slide?
Yes, now I can see it.
All right, all right. Okay, okay. So you can start your presentation. Whenever you want to go to next slide, just tell next, I will go to the next, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
You are welcome. Now you
First,
can start.
first I say welcome to all colleagues, and I would say thank you very much from Mr. Wani to give me chance for the presentation. My topic for research is value chain analysis later in Afghanistan. Next. Okay, you can go to the next slide. Okay, Afghanistan is a poor country with a poor economic. No, the first one, the poor economic status. First, second slide, Mr. One. It's a problem. Okay, we will go to the second slide. In the first slide, we have a survey of UNFAO regarding the animal husbandry. They conduct a survey in 3 different years. This is into another slide. This is not. Yes, I will go to the background. Background of the study. Unfortunately, the butcher not take care about the quality of the skin because the price of the skin is very low in Afghanistan. In butcher, in other people, animal keeper don't care about the quality of the skin. They have a lot of problem during the animal husbandry when for example, uh, uh, the sheep suffering a lot kind of diseases and can take a small hole. It is not seen during the scanning, but it is seen during the tannery, which the skin going to the tannery, the small hole is appear in the skin, and the quality of skin has a lot of problems. It's therefore we will have a survey with the animal keeper and also with the butcher to to solve another problem and also find a solution for this problem. Next slide. Next slide.
You don't want to talk about general focus research question?
Yes, yes. Now I'm talking about the general focus research question. We have 3 more important questions about our research. how the quality of skin can be improved. We have an interview with the skin trader and also with the trainer, with animal keeper, in order to find the way for the improvement of the quality of skin. And another question, how can strengthen the relationship between the skin producer and leather processor? We have a small group of leather processor, and we have a interview with these people to find a better relationship between each other. And the third question, how can add additional value to the leather value chain? This is the third question we will ask from the stakeholders. Another slide. Yes, the objective of our research is the quality of skin will be improved. And the second objective is the value is added to the value chain. And the third objective is people will encourage to build tannery factory, because we have a small local tannery in Afghanistan. We don't have any good tannery in Afghanistan. And some people are ready to build a tannery factory in some part of the country, and they will encourage to build the tannery factory. Next slide. Statement of the problem. The quality of skin are not good and not acceptable for the processor, because I mentioned the skin have a lot of problems because they have small holes, and also the processor and the company they are not encouraged to process these raw material. The two linkage between the animal keeper, butcher, and leather processor. And another one is the value of skin is very cheap. It is therefore people do not take care of it. Animals are suffering kind of diseases in their skin are having small holes. For this purpose, GIZ sends some kind of animal sent to the Abu Dhabi tannery factory for the sampling. When it is processed in the tannery factory, the small hole are appear in the skin, and during the skin it is not appear, but during the process it is appear, and the quality of skin is not good. Therefore, they have kind of diseases during the animal keeping. Next slide. Value chain mapping. We need to have for this research the value chain mapping, the sequence of production in marketing function performed. The value chain operators taking these functions micro level. In micro level, they will have this value chain at the operator level. In vertical business links between the operator, the chain support services provider on meso level. Next slide. This is the basic concept of value chain analysis, a relationship between the producer and also between the processor. Specific input is provided equipment and also input in production, animal keeping or skinning, etc. Transformation, that is classified process. This is a local tannery factory and also good tannery factory in commercial trader, transport, distribute, sell, and also consumption. It is consumer. Next slide. This is also mentioned in the value chain function. Specific input, it is to producer. In primary producer, after that the primary producer submitted to the packer industry, and also they hand it over to a trader in a wholesaler, and also to the consumer, to the local market in international market. Another slide. This is the value chain mapping. Value chain mapping for all value chain management. The specific input is also provided in production. Primary production, it is in also transformation, secondary industry, commerce traders, in retailer, final sale point, retailer. After that, it will be sent to the consumer, to the market. We have two kinds of support service provider. Service provider 1 and support service provider 2 for the whole chain management. Next slide. This is the value the previous. This is the finished later value chain. According to the studying of literature of one service provider, it is called John Avery Leather Consulting Company. We international have one service provider. It's John Avery. They have a lot of consultancy in European countries. For example, in France and Germany, they have support a lot of literature for the establishment of tannery factory in Afghanistan. This is the value chain of the tannery factory. Animal husbandry in the first step, pastoralist, small farmer. The animal skin will take from the small farmer, and also from the local market. In slaughtering in the slaughterhouse for the private slaughter, or sometimes it is government slaughterhouse. Percentage is shown here. 94% is skin is collecting from the private sector, and 5.5% is collected from the abattoirs. In collection, presenter percentage is mentioned. Raw skin set. Skin it is go to the skin trader. After that, the skin are going to the tannery, the local tannery or the good tanneries. After that, the finished leather is to the trader finished leather, and after that the leather is going to the local market. Next slide. Economic analysis of this research. Size in market share of value chain in global and domestic market. This is production in consumption figures. Export and import figures using WTO record. Share of the value chain in the total export value. Value added along the value chain. Contribution of chain segments to total value. Profitability of the chain operator. Benchmarking. Important value chain parameters. Benchmarking of unit cost of production, and also benchmarking of labor and other factors productivity. Next slide. This is the whole concept of value added for all production. This is one example, and this is the concept of value added to the value chain. In value added in one step of the value chain equal to sale value in a value intermediate product minus the value of other inputs. This intermediate product and also other input, the production sale value. It is the concept of value added. We will use in our research methodology. Next slide. This is an example of concept of value added. For example, we will have for the ketchup, we will first have intermediate producer for the tomato, and also we will add it plus the cost of other input, for example, butter, spices, etc. It is total equal to the final value added product. This is the small example for the concept of value added. I will use in my research this methodology. Next slide. I think it's finished.
All right.
Any question?
Oh, okay.
Sorry for the. Okay.
All right. Continue, Mr. Al Mohammed.
Yeah, sorry for the inconvenience of slide you do with me. Thank you. If you have any question, in my classmates have any question, I will answer it.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Al Mohammed. All right. I start my question and give you my comment. Then, if a student can follow. The first thing, the slide, let me check. Okay, Mr. Al Mohammed, what does it mean the methodology for study is used as standard method of value link, model NO2? What do you mean by model NO2?
This is we have 9 kind of standard modules for value link. The module 3 is only for value link analysis, value chain analysis. This module number 2. We have 9 modules for the value link analysis. Module 3 is only for the value chain analysis.
So you should explain about what is NO2, all right, in your research.
Okay. I will explain it.
All right. So the first thing, it's better if you explain about what's the model NO2, and then describe it. Okay, make it clear. Another point. Do you think that in which level of process of value chain do you think they need more focus for leader analysis in Afghanistan?
In the improvement of quality of skin, and also for the processing of leader into middle level, not in the finishing level, because we have locally tannery in Afghanistan. They will improve it to the good tannery.
So in this slide, because for the process of value chain, yes, we have 3 levels: micro level, meso level, macro level. Yes. So for leader analysis, you think they should more focus in micro level of analysis, chain analysis, or meso or macro? Which of them, or both of them, or 3 of them? How is it?
No, on 2 of them, middle level and micro level. Macro level is not easy to establish in Afghanistan. Into the first 2 levels, they need to improve on 2 levels.
Okay, I cannot get you because your voice is broken. You mean only in meso and macro, yes?
Meso and micro, not macro.
Okay, you mean only in the first and the second level of the chain analysis? Yes. All right.
Yes. The first time in 2 levels.
All right, in micro and meso. All right. Okay, so you should more focus on these 2 levels of the process of chain analysis, and then also you should mention why only these two levels you think are more important, and for leather industry in Afghanistan they should more focus on these two levels of chain analysis. All right?
Yes, yes, I will do.
Okay, okay. And the other thing in slide 6, let me. All right, here I think you mentioned three objectives of your study. The first one is the quality of skins will be improved. Okay, the value is added to the value chain. So I think that the second item can be under the first one. I mean, when the quality of skin is improved, meaning that the value added in value chain reach. It's
Yes,
better if you make it more, more attractive, because at this way, cannot you cannot say that these are two separate objectives, because quality of this improvement of quality of the skin exactly related to the value added. So you cannot separate them. You cannot mix them in one objective.
yes, exactly, exactly. You are right. You are right.
Yeah, because when you mention as a three option, it means that each option is separate, all right? But I think it's
Yeah.
not three option. It should be two option, all right? And then the third one, people will encourage to build cannery factory. Also, it cannot be your objective. It can be your recommendation and conclusion that encourage people to make cannery factory. Why? Because as this way you can have better value added. You can reach to high value added. So one of the suggestion and recommendation that you can tell to this industry, leather industry, that they can encourage people to build cannery factory, but it cannot be the objective of your research. Can you get my point?
Yes, I get it.
Uh-huh. So in this part, objective of your study, it's not complete. I think you should more, work on this part. Because if we omit the third one and put it in the suggestion and recommendation, then one and two only can combine. So just one objective we can reach in your research. So it's better if you work on objective of your research more and make it more completed and clear. All right?
Okay, okay, I will do it. I will do another two objectives. I will find it out.
It doesn't important that how many objectives do you have. Maybe your research just have one main objective. It's okay, but just make it more completed. All right?
Okay, okay, I will do it.
All right. And then at this stage of knowledge that you can get about the leather industry in Afghanistan, do you think which of these are more important and more useful for make the value added? For example, butcher training, train the skills to the butchers, or you think that lack of the tools, instruments, or for example, better method, which of them do you think can help them better to make the value added higher?
Two things is important for the value added. One thing is for the improvement of quality of training, for training in awareness of animal keepers for the quality of skin. And the second thing is training for the butcher, because the butcher using knife, they cut the leather during the skinning. Because the price is very low. They don't care about you need training for to use you don't use the knife for the skinning of animals. In both area. They need awareness, they need training to improve the quality, and what will be added.
All right. So you mean that for add the value, all right, you need to put a more better qualified letter, all right? So for more qualified letter, you should suggest the ways. For example, one of them can be training, one of them can be better methods that should be used, and one of them can be method, tools, instrument maybe, because you mentioned that they use the knife to skin out the leather, all right? And this is make the quality become low, all right? So you should find what's the problem of knife, because they don't use the steel knife, or the problem is butcher that don't know how to use this knife, or totally the method of using the knife is the problem. So you should clarify this, that the knife is problem, butcher is problem, or the whole method is problem, and then make it more clarify. Okay, so at this level, do you know which of them is more problem? Make them more problem?
Yes, we don't collect all of the information. During the collection of information, I will find a problem and find a solution for the problem.
All right.
Up to date, I don't collect the information from the butcher and also from the animal keeper.
All right.
I will have an interview and I will find the real problem.
Okay. All right, so I suggest to you that you have this map in your mind, that always when you do your research, you should think about it, that which of them are most important. Training can make more value added, or new methods. So research and design the more useful methods can help the value added, or the instrument, the tools that the device or tools or the instrument, whatever that the butcher use is need to be more upgrade to help to make the value added. I just want to suggest you that always you have this map in your mind. And then, okay, it's all right. Your presentation is well done. Just more focus on your objective and change this slide. And then talk about NO2 and O2 in the model of NO2 in your research. Talk about this one more. I think that's all. All right, that's all. Good luck in your research. If other student has any question, they can ask Mr. Lal Mohammed now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You are welcome.
Yes, I have question from Mr. Lal Mohammed.
All right.
To my information, I have carried out a survey in Pakistan, and then I went to different places, and then in Kusur and other places where there were in each place 400 leather processing factory. So I think most of the leathers for processing go to Pakistan, even coming from Russians border to Afghanistan, and then going straight to Pakistan border, and then to Peshawar, then from Peshawar straight to the leather processing factory. And they have good machinery, and they have skilled people, and they have market. They know the international market, and they are making very good profit, and they can add value to in each processing, in each step of the processing, and then and they told us they are making very good business and very good profit. But in Afghanistan, I think there are very small tannery, local tannery, and people are using very low quality leather, and they are using for shoes and other local things. But we need to establish, we need to start factory, leather processing factory in Afghanistan, and then instead of sending all our leather to Pakistan for processing, and the hard work is done by the Afghan, and the benefit is the profit go to Pakistan and to the traders. So, what is your opinion? So, when we should start stopping sending letters to Pakistan for processing? So, is it possible to start such a letter processing factory in Afghanistan? Or if not, what are the problems and how we can solve this problem? Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Nazari. In the objective of the aim of our research is also the same you mentioned, because the value is added to the value chain, the profit is going to the neighboring country, not in Afghanistan. I also try. I mentioned it is in our recommendation to encourage people to make good tannery in Afghanistan, especially in the Kunduz. GIZ office try to encourage some private sector people to build tannery in Sherkhan Bandar. It is therefore the value will be added here in Afghanistan, not in Pakistan. The aim of our research is also same you mentioned in your teaching. Thank you.
I think, all right. Continue.
Well, yeah, marketing problem. I think we also carried out study on carpets, and most of the carpet washing and processing is done in Pakistan, and same kind of things that Pakistan people, traders, they are getting more benefit. For example, 1 square meter carpet in Afghanistan costs 2,500. When it goes to Lahore, and when they wash and put some effort, and then the cost will go to 7,000, from 2,500 to 7,000 rupees. And then when they send it to international market, then the cost will be double, from 7 to 14,000 per square meter. So one of the things when we ask our traders, they told us that in Afghanistan, the business people, they told us that the international traders, they scared from poor security situation of Afghanistan, and they don't want to go to Afghanistan to buy leathers or carpets. So this is another reason that people are not coming to Afghanistan to start such business, due to security problem, and also very less government support for the factory, and then less chance of getting a loan to start the business and to continue the business. Thank you very much.
Yes, you are welcome. That's right, you are right.
All right. I think regarding to Mr. Lal Mohammed about the leather industry in Afghanistan, because I never come to Afghanistan, I don't know, I'm not familiar with this industry in Afghanistan. But as I see this presentation, I think Afghanistan has two main problem about leather industry. The first one, as Mr. Lal Mohammed wants to investigate, is about the value added, because the process that should be done on the leather until we're ready to sell, all right, it's weak, and they have some problem. And then if they can put more value added in the final leather, then most of the problem will be solved. Another problem, it's not back to the quality of the leather. It depends on the marketing and international market, how you want to go to international market that Mr. Nazari mentioned, because of lack of security. So no one has desire that come to Afghanistan to buy the product, all right? But I think before the stage that the product ready. For example, if Afghanistan now is in the good security and doesn't have any problem, again, leather industry in Afghanistan got some problem because the quality is not ready for going to international market yet. All right. So I think Mr. Lal Mohammed wants to focus on the product before study. I mean, before go to abroad, the product, the process that how can you improve the quality of the leather in Afghanistan. Then yes, after that, when you have a good qualified product, then you should talk about and you should think about that you can how you want to export it. All right. So this is the another level, another step. So for the research of Mr. Lal Mohammed, I think Mr. Lal Mohammed just wants to focus on the value added, and then wants to show that what's the problem that they don't have a qualified leather, and what is the problem, and then how they can solve this problem to make more value added product. All right. And then after this, maybe another student, then in other semester, you know, in future, when they see, okay, now Afghanistan has a very qualified leather, good leather, how they can propose it to other countries, how they can make it export. This is another issue, and this is another story that then you should talk about the security of Afghanistan and the problem of export and something like this. This is two story. I want to tell you that this is two topics not related to each other at this step, because value added doesn't related to export. Because yes, if you have a good value added and qualified product, you can think about the export of it. But now at this step, I think leather in Afghanistan, as we see this presentation of Mr. Lal Mohammed, has got another problem that doesn't related to security of Afghanistan and something like this. It depends on the training, skills, and something like this. That's all. If you have any other question, you can ask now. All right, Mr. Lal Mohammed, do you want to say something?
No, I don't.
Okay, do you agree that you now focus on the value added only, yes? Not the problem and
Yes.
issues related to the market, no?
Yes, I will bring some changes in my objective, and also I mentioned in my presentation, I also focus on the value in present value added in the present status, not in the market level, in the high level, because I focus on that.
Okay, so regarding to the speech that Mr. Nazari told us, so you think that your research only about the qualified product, yes? Not about the problem, about the market.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you and good luck.
You are welcome.
Okay, Mr. Akmal and Mr. Lal Mohammed, I give you some comments, all right? You can edit your slides or research and then again email to me, or if you don't have time for this, just pay attention to my comments and suggestion, and during your research you can do this edit. No need to email to me back, all right? It depends on you. If you want, you can mail me back. If you don't need, okay, you can continue your research. All right, for next session, I think we have 3 presenters. I don't bring the names of presenter for next session. I just know that Mr. Nazari will present for next session, yes?
Yes, okay.
All right. Okay, Mr. Nazari, I ask you to send me your slides at least 2 or 3 days before the presentation. I mean before the Monday. All right?
Okay, okay.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. About the name of the presenter of next session, I will email to you. Just Mr. Nazari, I remember. I don't know the other 2 ones. I will email to them. Okay, Mr. Akmal, do you have any questions? Do you want to talk about something?
No, thanks so much. I don't have any question. I already noted your comment, and I will improve my research according to your kind instruction. And if there was chance, I will send it to you back. Otherwise, I will go with my work.
All right, all right. Good luck. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I hope for next session we have more students in the class because if more students attend the class, meaning more suggestion, meaning more comments, and meaning you can improve your research better. So I hope for next class we have more students in the class. And for today also I bring some slides to present, but I think we don't have enough time. So for next class, if we have time, I will present to you some slides about how to write the research. This is the overview of whatever that we talked about it up to now. I hope that next class I can talk about it. We have enough time. All right, thank you everyone. I hope you can continue your research very well. If you don't have any question, we can finish this meeting and see you in next classes. Thank you very much.